Hey, how y'all doing? Man, the third time's a charm. I done tried to do this video 3 times. All right, so it was cinnamon right there, y'all. She ain't paying me no attention. Anyway, so how to save money during this time of economic challenges. Like, it don't take a genius to know that everything costs more. Everything costs more. Gasoline costs more. Food costs more. Everything costs more. Don't matter what it is. And if you're in the two-way community, you've probably noticed an uptick in the cost of ammo. Now, a lot of that has to do with people panic buying and all that kind of stuff, but there are some legit reasons for it. I don't think the shortage is going to be as serious as everybody tries to make it. I don't think it's the end of the world, but manufacturers are facing some difficulties. The prime precious mineral that is used in creating lead for bullets and creating your primers is a mineral called antimony. Antimony is used to make our ammunition, and most of your antimony comes from where? The most of it that's shipped all over the world comes from Russia and China. See the problem? And what's going on around the world as far as with people having to ship things, and get them to a certain place, it's a real problem. The cost of bullets are going up because your manufacturers are going to have their challenges in acquiring the product the way they used to. It's going to cost them more because, a lot of it's going to be in short supply. So that creates, an increased demand when stuff is in short supply, which means the price goes up. Like Marlo Stanfield said, price of the brick is going up. Price of the bullets is going up. Everything going up. So I started thinking, man, look, things could get really expensive. Brother like me, I'm on a fixed income, man. I can't spend a whole bunch of money, training and a whole bunch of money on bullets. So it's a good thing that I got ahead of the curve, which I've been telling some people to do for a while, is to get ahead of this thing and to stock certain things that you use a lot, to get a bit of it, stock it up so that you have it just in case of emergency. In case of emergency, break glass. In case of emergency, you got it. Now we're entering into some emergent times, some situations that are demanding us to rethink how we do things. Now, if you live in an area where you have an outdoor range that you can go to and they're not charging a bunch of money to come out there, you are a blessed individual. If you live in a free state like the state of Georgia, they call them a free state. If you live down here, well, Massa don't set them free. You live down here in a free state where people exercise their Second Amendment rights all the time, then you're fortunate because you can go to an outdoor place and drill. Now, why is that important? Because indoor ranges are great. They're great. They allow you to go in and practice and develop certain skill sets. But they limit what you can use when you go there. Most of your indoor ranges will not let you use steel core ammo. They will not let you go in there and shoot anything other than buckshot if they let you use a shotgun at all. They won't let you use pistol caliber weapons with steel core ammo because the steel core ammo could damage the bullet trap, the thing that catches the bullets at the end of the range, or can cause other problems. So there's issues with that. And then there's the greed of some of these people. They take your brass case ammo and they reload it themselves. They reload those shells with their own bullets and they resell them to people who come into their ranges. So there's that. So for that reason, it costs you more to shoot at an indoor range because it's going to really cost you more now because the cost of these rounds that you typically use at the range are going up. Now I can show you, look, when I train shotgun, I typically use, you see what it says, range ammo. I have range ammo, and then I have, I don't know if you can see that where it says premium. This is my premium ammo. So I separate the two. And this range ammo that I use, I typically use this military grade Winchester with the green hull. It's the military grade. It's of the military specs. This stuff before, like a few months back, you could buy it on sale. You get it on Black Friday sale. I got this stuff, man, so cheap. You know, I got a couple hundred rounds of it because it was dirt cheap. Not anymore. You looking at this stuff here, it's going to be considered premium now because this stuff here around $1. It's over 90 cents a round. 97, I done seen it around $1, 99 cents, all this. So now, every time you go to the range, you know, every time you press the trigger, you throw on $1 down range. So not only are you paying for your membership, you're paying to shoot your range ammo, which is now premium, down range. If you got brass ammo, like this stuff, I have to use at the range. This is brass, and this is that vellum brass ammo that costs a lot more than my steel case stuff. Now that's the steel, and that's sterling. I don't know if you can see the primer on the vellum. Got that little green. Vellum has a little green line around the primer. You see that? This stuff doesn't. This is that sterling. This is that steel core stuff right here. And I use that at the outdoor range. It's a whole lot cheaper. I can get a gang of that a whole lot cheaper than I can this brass case stuff. This brass case stuff is expensive. The slugs, I can use the Canadian slugs that I bought. Let me see. I got a bunch of them. I don't shoot them that much, but I got, now these federal slugs I don't take out there. And these slugs here, that's that Defender. I don't take that out there. These are copper slugs. They definitely don't go. But these cheap ones, that's Remington. These right here, YBR, that's the Canadian slugs. And that's one of these slugs right here. That I'll take out to the range. These other slugs, you know, these are for bears. That's definitely not going out there. And so, some of that, my premium stuff, premium slugs and things like that, I'm not going to train with that stuff. I'll use the cheapest stuff I have. The slugs, I'll hold. And that's what I would advise you to do. If you have 10 mil, because I got 10 mil sitting out here. You know, 10 millimeter. If you got 10 mil, or not 10 mil, if you have premium ammo that you just stocked up on your 9 millimeter, your 45 cal, 380, whatever it is you carry. If you have your carry ammo and you have premium carry ammo, hold with the level you have. If you don't have much of it, get a little bit of it. Get maybe 200 rounds of that and hold on that. Don't use it at the range. If you got stuff you use at the range, your flat nose stuff, get that. Hold on. Get that and get it as cheap as you possibly can and only use that at the range and only use that at your indoor range. See, so you'll save money by cutting back on your indoor range visits. See, this is the way, and this is my plan. Because see, my membership is prepaid at the indoor gun club, okay? So I will save money, enough money to pay for a couple of trips to the outdoor range every month by not shooting as much at the indoor range. If I only go there and train one firearm and maybe shoot 10 rounds from the shotgun, if I must train there, maybe shoot 10 rounds. I will save enough to pay for my range visits and some ammo at the other range. Because remember what I said, that Winchester double X, Winchester double X is over $3.13 a round. It's over $1 a round for the Winchester military grade. Most of the stuff you used to train with for cheap is now all went high. So if you have ample stock, like my personal defense stuff, I have like, let me see, that 200 grain Grizzly heavy duty. This is my favorite, the Underwood. But your training ammo, the MagTech, that's the training ammo. If you got your training ammo, just get a couple 100 rounds of training ammo. Hold on your personal defense stuff. You don't need to use that nowhere. Hold on that. And I'm looking for my dog. I'm looking for her. And use your cheaper stuff, your steel core and everything at the outdoor range. This is my plan. Let me see. I got it mapped out here. This is what I'm going to do. Okay? So at the outdoor range, I'm going to train my rifle at the outdoor range twice a month. I'm going to limit those visits to twice a month. And I'll train the steel core ammo, 7.62 by 39 with the AK. I'll train at the outdoor and I'll shoot strictly birdshot at the outdoor range. Birdshot is pennies on the dollar compared to, like, you can buy 100 rounds of birdshot for $36. 100 rounds. You ain't doing that with no buckshot. So I'll go out there and train with birdshot, which I can get more reps in, with the birdshot and save money. And actually, when you're outdoors, you can work more movements. You can utilize, box drills, all kind of drills you can do at an outdoor range that you cannot do at an indoor range, standing in a booth, shooting at a static target. So that's my plan for the outdoor range. Twice a month, drills with my least expensive stuff. At the indoor range, I'm just going to be focused on the handgun. I'll focus my training on the handgun. And if I feel like it, I will use very limited buckshot training, buckshot use at the indoor range. 10 rounds, 10 to 15 at the most. At the most. And I'm thinking it's only going to be 6 rounds of buck, 4 rounds of slugs to fill out those 10. And I have a 10-shot drill, if you see my page, that I use anyway. I got a 10-shot drill that I train, and I'll do that 10-shot drill. You load 1, shoot 1, load 2, shoot 2, load 3, shoot 3. And then you load 4. No, load 1, no, shoot 1, load 1. Shoot 2, load 2. Shoot 3, load 3, and then empty out the magazine. It gives you opportunity to practice putting rounds in the A zone. That means rounds accurately on target. Practice your manipulations, loading the gun, working the slide, shouldering the gun. That's mounting the firearm, and managing recoil. So you get to you get to do all of that within 10 rounds. That's all it takes. So and all the rest of the stuff that you're really working on during your drills out at the range with the birdshot. Everything else, building your confidence, getting your reps in, and all that, you're doing all that out at the range, at the outdoor range with your birdshot. So that's my plan. And doing it that way, I actually save money because I'm not, not paying a gun club or indoor range to go there and shoot the most expensive stuff that I have on hand. No, I'm not going to do that. This stuff costs too much money. It's going up. And so you have to rethink how you train, what you buy, how you utilize what you have. Because if things really go south with this war and all that, it could create a really bad situation. And I'll show you why they don't let you train with this stuff right here. Indoor range. Birdshot. I dropped a lot of it on the ground. I'm sorry, y'all, but see how tiny that is? That's why they don't want you shooting it indoor. It shoots a cloud of that stuff. It's meant to shoot a cloud of these little pellets so that it hits a bird or a couple of birds at one time when you shoot it in the air and bring them down. Most of the indoor ranges won't let you use this either. This is number 4 buckshot. At 27p means 27 pellets. A number 4 buck. Number 4 buckshot is good for managing penetration. Typically people use it if they live in a condo or an apartment or any close quarters, because even though it will put down the threat and you can hunt deer with it, that's why it's called buckshot. Even though it does move at a high velocity, it is lethal. It's known to not penetrate as much as like double-aught buck. Double-aught buck will go through me, the wall, the neighbor sitting next door, and all that kind of stuff. So that's why people use number 4, because if they're living in close quarters, apartment or a condo, people either living above them or next to them, then it doesn't have the chance of going through a bunch of interior walls and then exiting through an exterior wall. Usually stays in the house, okay? But as you see, as a comparison, it's not of like double-aught buck. See, let me show you. That's double-aught buck. Look at that number 4 buck beside that. You see that? Number 4 is not as big as double-aught buck, and double-aught is what they want you to use at most of your indoor ranges. At the outdoor range, you can use any of this, but this is what they want you to use at least at the indoor range. Double-aught buck. And triple-aught buck is even bigger. This is triple-aught buck over here. See? It ain't much bigger than the double-aught, but it's bigger. I'm trying to separate them for y'all. And you can see it's bigger than the other one. And you compare it to the unicorn, I call it, quadruple-aught buck. That's with 4 zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0. See? That's your double-aught right there. That's your quad buck. And that's big. That's big stuff. And that's a specialty round. You won't find that everywhere. And of course, that's a slug back there. That's one big old chunk of metal flying down range. Anywhere from, 1,000 feet per second to 1,800 feet per second. Big old chunk of metal. And that's about 300 grains right there. But I got slugs that are over 600 grains. So they'll let you use this and they'll let you use that. Typically at your indoor range, and they'll let you use this because it's brass. But they're not going to go for the inexpensive stuff. This stuff here is cheap, okay? Your steel case ammo, cheap. You can get steel for your handgun, cheap. Now, of course, some of it is corrosive. And when you shoot it, you got to clean your guns, man, right away. Like, it's going to dirty up your weapons. You're going to have to clean it right away. So you're going to have to do some cleaning. It is corrosive. Not all of it, but it is made to be used at your ranges, at your outdoor ranges, and not your indoor ranges. It will save you money. And when it comes to saving money, we all got to think about, because you're spending gas just to get to the range, burning gas to get there. Then you get out there. If you got to pay for targets, you got to pay for the range time. Then all these rounds you're using, they want you to use at the indoor range. They want you, man, that stuff could cost you at least $1. a shot, you know? So think about it, put together a plan. You know, we living in some really some crazy times, and we have to rethink how we do things. All right, man, I ain't mean for this to be this long. I did this 3 times. Y'all know I love y'all. So listen, man, exercise your Second Amendment rights. Be safe at what you do. Be smart. And let me say this. The most important thing is not being a fast or accurate shooter, okay? Good decisions are better than good shooting. Make good decisions, man. Don't get yourself in a situation that'll get you locked up for a long time, all right? If you got a short temper, then you better do some long meditation or something. You know, you need Jesus. You need something, bro. All right, man, look, the Lord love you. I love you. And, man, hey, look, hit the like and subscribe button, man, you watching this. Look, Lord love you, man. Ain't nothing you can do about that. I'm going to talk to y'all later.